Hey, E, put the beat on. Hey, Taylor, you like this joint?
Yeah, it'd be hard.
Yeah, you sure you like this joint? You would tell me if you didn't, right?
Oh yeah, of course. No, this gonna go hard.
All right, cool. This my man Scotty Pimpin' joint.
Oh, okay, all right then.
Matter of fact, I got something for this.
Got something like what?
Welcome to the top shelf, where the flavor so hot, but you will not melt. About to take you on a ride like you never felt. Up and down real smooth like a carousel. Moving in our own lane, no parallel. Everybody needs sleep, it's good for your health. If you stuck like Chuck, I might have to help. Cause we talk sports, life, and everything else.
It's on a podcast.
What's poppin', ladies and gentlemen? We thank you as always for tuning into S.L.E.E.P, the Sports Life and Everything Else podcast, presented by the Away Team and coming to you from the top shelf. This is season 4, episode 3. My name is Michael Roberts, aka Mike on the mic, and I'm joined by my co-host Taylor Suber.
Hello
Taylor,
there.
how you feeling?
What's up? What's going on?
You having a good day? Having a good weekend?
Yeah. I can't complain. I'm alive. Everything is chilling.
Okay. And we're joined here by our producer, E.
What's happening, fellas?
I call him Easy.
What up?
How you feeling today?
I'm good.
Good.
It's a little chilly outside for my taste for March, but you know.
Oh no, we're in April now. My bad.
I'm about to say. I said, damn. I was about to say, like, yo.
My bad. You know, it might be that we stick together that made me forget. But
no, March is so long that you get confused that it's it's over.
And it's really bad. You know, I kind of I miss the April Georges. You know, it's already warm. It's just a lot of pollen, but you know, it's a little chilly. But I'll be all right.
I got you. Well, y'all can follow us on Twitter and IG at Sleep Is For You. That's S.L.E.E.P.I.S. the number 4 Y-O-U. Subscribe and listen to new or old episodes on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Podbean, TuneIn Radio, or YouTube. Like episodes, leave comments, show love, show hate. We here for it all. And you can also keep up with us through our website, sleepisforyou.com. We appreciate all y'all checking us out, tuning in for another episode of us and our hijinks, talking about sports and things that go on in the world.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Our show time this evening is 4:50, so let's spin. We're going to start off this episode talking NBA as usual, since NBA is pretty much the dominant sport right now, although baseball did just start. Shout out to opening day.
Philly's looking good.
But today actually marks the last day of the regular season in the NBA. And tonight the Sixers square off with the Detroit Pistons in South Philly. Little home game, so.
I don't think JoJo's playing tonight.
I mean, he shouldn't have to.
He might not be.
I don't think JoJo Harden's playing tonight.
I don't think any big star is playing today, let alone.
Although they do have something to play for. They want to win tonight. Wow. They want to beat Detroit because they want to get that third seed.
If you can't beat Detroit with the B squad that Sixers have, I think Maxey should play since he's young. Shake should get a lot of minutes. If you can't beat them with this team, then y'all deserve to be in the 4th spot. We'll talk about that later. But if y'all can't beat without Embiid and I'll just say Harden, because Harden needs to take a break, then y'all deserve what y'all get.
Well, you want to make sure you get that spot. So. Let's see what happens. Matter of fact, you know what? I'll look that up real quick.
Last time I checked, he was 50-50. And him and James Harden 50-50. So I think Doc is literally right now contemplating, should I? I mean, of course, by the time this will get out, y'all will know. But I don't know. I mean, like I said, you should be able to trust. I mean, plus, he's going to, if just in case, let's just say that he has to play, if Matisse Thybulle can't play, then he's going to have to depend on some of these guys that he's going to have to play tonight if he goes with the B squad. So I don't know. We'll see. Last time I checked, though, they were just day to day. So maybe what he'll do is put them out there early and then pull them late if they get up early. I mean, get up by 20 some odd points, but we all know how that can go.
Yeah.
You can easily be at halftime, it can be tied up, you know what I mean? And then what you do after that? I mean, everyone's going to get a week off in between, because the playoffs don't start until next weekend, and only teams that are going to be playing this week is the playing people. So you're going to get a break. So I don't know. We'll see. I mean, they played yesterday. We'll see if they do it today. But like I said, by the time y'all hear this, it'll already happen.
The game came and went.
Yeah, man. So this might all be for nothing.
Yes, sir. And I don't see anything in the news right now saying whether or not they are going to be playing. But
so we'll like I said, usually it might come out right before. I've seen it where they've taken it right like 10 minutes before the game. They said this person's not playing, so you might not know until actually 6:58 or something like that. So we'll see. Don't really matter. Doesn't really matter. Like I said, they're in the playoffs. But the matchups, to me, the 3 and the 4 is big for me. 4, if you go to 4, that's going to be a long series, and if you go to 3. I think they can knock out the Bulls in 5. Might be able to sweep them. No Lonzo Ball, so
messing around with them Raptors in that first series, that might not be a that might not be a good look.
No, they're gonna lose. I mean, I'm sorry, they go get the Raptors, they're gonna lose. It's a wrap.
It's going down.
Yeah, they're gonna go up there and lose. Ain't know it's gonna be a problem. They're gonna lose. I'm saying it.
Oh no,
it's a wrap. No. And then we'll be saying what happened. In 2 weeks from now, people are gonna be really upset.
They gonna want Doc Head on a platter if they go out on the first round.
They just lost on Wednesday or Thursday, and the Raptors had their B squad out there and beat the Sixers.
Yeah, you said we was talking about this earlier, and they was playing without Van Fleet.
Yeah,
and who's the other guy?
OG Amanami. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
he's a really good player, a two-way player that can play D, and D. I think he's averaging about 15, 16 points a game, so he's a good player. Yeah, he's like the quintessential player that you need in this day and age. 6'7", big that can play both ways on the floor. He's really good.
Well, it looks like you said, Joel Embiid and James Harden are both day to day.
Yeah, questionable.
But George Niang is out.
Yeah, he's out.
He's not playing tonight.
He didn't play yesterday. Yeah.
Is he hurt?
I mean, he might be hurt, but they just might. And there's no point in him playing. If you're like on the spectrum, what's the point of you playing these last 2 games? If we're going to need you for the playoffs, and they're going to need him if they got the Raptors in the first round.
I hope for this playoffs that George Niang will be like the equivalent of a Robert Horry.
Yeah.
Just come alive. You don't see really, he been doing good during the season. Season though, but I would really like to just see him fire off in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. They gonna need it because they gonna need a lot of firepower off. It's in the playoffs. Of course, it's mainly about just starting 5, but somebody off that bench is gonna have to come alive. I don't know who it is, but someone's going to. There's always a 1 or 2 games where you're gonna get a Steve Kerr to come out there and do his thing, or just like you said, Robert Horry never started, but he always came out and hit a big shot. There's always gonna be that extra guy that comes off the bench. Everybody remembers Boobie Gibson back in the day with LeBron. There's always a guy that comes off the bench and gives you extra. Sam Cassell. I can go back years and years and years. There's always that extra guy that comes out and gives you that extra to get you, onto the next level.
No.
So you don't need just your starting 5. You need that 6, 7, 8 guy that you might not even think is even in the rotation. You need him.
That's why it's not about.
Remember Sean Livingston for Golden State.
For the Warriors, It's not just about your stars. It's definitely about your role players too. And them feeling, empowered to step up and shoot in certain situations, or make big decisions, make big passes, make big plays, to contribute to your team winning and ultimately getting to that goal.
Remember LeBron had Dellavedova. There's always somebody coming out in the playoffs who you probably didn't even think about during the season, and they end up being, they're not the quote unquote MVP, but they're the extra person to give you that extra oomph that you're gonna need in the play. Everyone has it. So who's it going to be on the stage? Is it going to be Niang? Is it going to be Shake? Is it going to be?
We don't know.
Like I said, we don't know. Is it going to be who else is on the bench? Is it going to be
Isaiah Joe,
who barely plays? Is it going to be Paul Reed, who did play some good minutes yesterday?
Yes.
But it's just like, who's it going to be? Is it going to be Danny Green, who at the start, he hit 18 yesterday, but can you get that from Danny Green, who's almost 35 years old? I don't know.
Yeah.
You're going to need that extra person, somebody that you don't expect that's going to come out there and be a threat. So we'll see.
Absolutely. And speaking of stars from the Sixers, salute to Joel Embiid for being the first center to win the scoring title since Shaq did it in the 99-2000 season. That's big.
That's real
He
big.
averaged over 30 points per game this season. And as we all know at this point, LeBron James has hung it up and decided he's not going to play for the rest of the year.
Mm-hmm.
And Giannis sat out. So they pretty much conceded the scoring title to Joel Embiid, but he definitely did his share of work
He earned
to get to that spot. Absolutely,
he did earn it. Yeah, he was going out here in these last couple of games, putting up 40 points and everything like that. So like you said, he earned it. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We'll see if he'll get him the MVP, but he just getting that scoring title. I know that meant a lot to him, but I would like for y'all to make a deep playoff run, which I don't think is going to happen. So.
Well, like we were saying a little bit ago, the number 3 and 4 seeds in the East are still in play and kind of up for grabs. It's between the Boston Celtics and the Sixers. Boston plays Memphis tonight. The Sixers play, as we said, Detroit.
Yep.
So, it lines up on paper, at least, to be a good game between Memphis and Boston. There's a good chance Memphis could pull that out.
But I don't know if Boston's playing that guy. So you got to, like I said, you got to look and see because I know they sat out Tatum a couple of nights ago, and I think they sat out Smart. But I think they still won or they lose. I don't know. So you got to see, like I said, you got to know you can't just anticipate that everyone's going to play.
Yeah.
If I'm Memphis, I think they just got Ja Morant back last night. I'm not playing him tonight. You know what I mean? So I want to have my players. I don't want nothing to happen on the game 82, nothing freak. So it depends on who plays it. Like I said, it might come down to people that we don't even know that's going to determine the playoff spot.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. Like I said, anything can happen in the next 4, 5, 6 hours.
And then in the Western Conference, the 5 and 6 seeds are still to be determined between the Utah Jazz and Denver Nuggets, who both have the same record right now.
Denver officially ruled out Murray and Porter.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they won't be coming back.
But tonight, Denver is playing. Denver's playing the Lakers, and the Jazz are playing Portland.
Okay, 2 dead teams, so who knows?
Yeah.
And that might just stay the same. They should beat them, and it'll just be the same.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it matters. It's the same thing. Like I say, the Sixers win tonight and Boston win tonight. It's going to be the same. So.
Yeah, pretty much everything ends up evening out.
Yep.
And it sounds like in that case we'd be going to Toronto, and
that's an L.
I'll say that'll be a long series. I know Taylor's saying that'll be an L, guaranteed. Lose. But I'll just say it'll be a long, difficult series.
Yeah, it's going even if you do win, it's an L. because you're going to go right into the next series against a team that's going to be fresh.
And you're depleted,
and then you're going to be out in 4.
Yeah.
Yep. So, I mean, oh well.
All right, well, that's going to do it for our NBA discussion for this week.
You don't want to talk about Matisse Thybulle?
Oh, yeah, I guess so. If they do end up going to Toronto, then Thybulle will not be going because he is not vaccinated. And Canada...
He's been exposed, literally and figuratively.
Canada has a very strict vaccine mandate and will not be lifting it like New York City.
Nope, that's a country.
So... Thybulle will be staying at home. I guess he might be allowed to play in home games.
He can play in home games.
I don't see why not.
You just can't. Just like we talked about a couple weeks ago. I don't know if that show even got on, but remember we talked about Kyrie?
Yeah.
Well, it ended up being for the Sixers, and come to find out that he's not vaccinated. Came out this week, so he's his family is into holistic medicine, and I think when they played earlier this year, he was hurt, so he didn't have to. So it kind of came out that he can't play, and now he's, like I said, he's been exposed, and he's had COVID not once but twice that we know of. So it is what it is.
I just saw in the news that there's a new strain that's
strain of what?
That's turning up of Rona, of COVID.
Yeah, these are lies, folks.
No.
I don't believe this stuff.
No new. Okay. No new strain. E, did you hear anything about a new strain of COVID?
Dude, they got more remixes.
Exactly. What happened to the flu?
There's always a remix.
What happened to the flu?
Got more remixes than Bad Boy.
What happened to the flu?
Another one.
No one
take
that. No one had the flu no more. So they just replaced the flu with COVID. That's what it is. People just getting the flu.
Nobody died from pneumonia no more. The old folks used to die from pneumonia. Nobody catch nothing, but it's just COVID.
They just renamed it to COVID. That's it.
See, because the boosters done fell off. They ain't no.
They did this all before we was born. People used to get sexually transmitted diseases and die. They didn't know what to call it, and they called it AIDS. But I'm pretty sure back in the 40s, 50s, 60s, it was called something else, but they didn't know what to call it. So this is all it is.
Look,
I'm not going back that far. I'm just saying.
I don't know what it is and what it ain't. I like who do you? I don't know. Who do you trust?
Exactly. I'm just saying this is what it is. I'm just saying. I've never even had it before.
Because it's coming down to is this going to affect my ability to make money and live?
Yeah, no.
I want to salute Canada. They got free health care. You're not going to come up here stealing our free health care. If you come in, you better be vaccinated.
Yeah,
Salute to them. And they've been on this literally months before our stuff shut down. They shut down like a month and a half early. So don't come up here with that BS, please.
Yeah,
so
Canada.
salute to Canada, and they going 10-toe. You can't get up here, and then, like I said, people see, oh, it might. Why would they let? That's a country. That's the whole, not just the area or Vancouver. That's the whole area. They might have this for the rest for forever. So if you want to fly up there, you better be vaccinated. Then why would they take it off now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well, it is what it is.
Yeah, they're not gonna stop nothing for the NBA. They don't care about y'all. This is a country.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
I'll be watching.
Toronto is just a small part of that country.
Exactly. Yeah, they got all other type of regions up there. Please.
All right. Well, we're gonna get into this week's first edition of Top 5, and it's gonna be Top 5 future MVP candidates. So this is guys that can just get some level of consideration for the MVP award at some point in time in their careers, but they do have to have been in the league for at least 3 years, and they have to have had no All-Star appearances yet.
No Ja Morant, no Lonzo Ball. We know they good.
No Luka Doncic. You know, we know where they're going.
Yeah, soon as they touched the pin, we knew they were going to be like, these are guys that, might take a little longer to develop, like some of these players that we know right now that are, we knew what's his name, Devin Booker was good, but it took him years to get to where he's at right now.
Yeah. All right, so number 5 on my list is going to be a guy that's down in Charlotte. He was kind of like a middle of the first round draft pick guy. I think he got picked somewhere in like the 12 to 13, 14 range. But it's going to be P.J. Washington.
He is playing well.
I like his game a lot. I like how he is developing with the team and the talent that they have down there. The only thing that might get in his way is Lonzo Ball might outshine him.
Oh, I thought you was going to say his baby mama.
But, P.J. Washington got baby mama issues?
Yeah, it's all on the internet. Don't worry about it. You ain't missing nothing.
So that's out there if you're looking for it. Yeah. I'm not looking for it, so that's why I didn't know. But P.J. Washington, keep it to the court, and you'll be all right, my brother.
Yeah. He's having a good. I think he was on the bench and they started him, but like I said, he's one of those players that's in that 6'7", 6'8" range. That's kind of what they kind of want in the NBA right now. These stretch 3s and 4s that can shoot the 3 and go inside and all that stuff. Play that defense. But yeah, I like P.J. Washington.
Yes, sir. So number 4, I'm gonna take it down to South Beach to Miami, and it's gonna be Tyler Hero. It's a guy whose name I brought up more than a few times on the show.
Okay.
I really like his game. I like his heart. I like what he's bringing to their team. They're still kind of figuring it out as far as getting all their pieces to fit together because they got a lot going on down there right now with Kyle Lowry. Obviously, he's worked his way into their starting lineup, but working in Oladipo because he just came back from injury a couple of weeks ago, and they're in a great position right now as far as the playoffs go. Yeah, because they're in the first seed. So,
you went with 2 back-to-back Kentucky guys. That's what I'm talking about.
I did. Going 10 toes down on Kentucky.
Yeah.
So number 3 on my list, I'm gonna go to a home team guy, the Sixers. And that's going to be Tyrese Maxey.
You're 3 for 3 for Kentucky.
3 for 3.
Okay.
But I like Maxey a lot. I like his energy. I like what he brings to the table for the team. And he's a little bit of an oddball pick just because it's a little difficult in this stage in the game, I feel like, to see point guards win MVPs. Mm-hmm. Typically, you're discussing big men or threes, like a Giannis. But, who knows what the landscape of the NBA could look like in just, 3 to 5 seasons. And a guy like Maxey could develop his game over the next few seasons because he's already developed it since he's been into the league and, be one of the premier guys. outside of talking about a guy like Steph Curry, guards aren't overly recognized.
I mean, he had 8 threes, so I think that solidifies it. He can shoot.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I ain't saying Steph Curry, but he can shoot.
Yeah.
That was kind of like why he kind of dropped in the draft. They didn't know about his shooting.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously he proved this year, and he's well over 40% or close to it. And then hitting 8 threes a couple nights ago on just, 12? I think he was 8 for 12. That's crazy. That's super accurate. And when he shoots it, I mean, I'm looking at it like, it's going in.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So my top 2 guys, my number 2 guy is a guy who's still in his first season. And my number 1 guy is a guy who's in his second season. But number 2, we're going to take it down to Texas, to Houston, and it's going to be Jalen Green.
Are you with me?
I saw an interview last week with Jalen Green, and they asked him flat out, like, what does he feel like he's learned about himself most over the course of his first season in the league? And his answer was, he's a bucket. So, I mean, when you got that kind of confidence and you're able to back it up on the court like he is, the sky's the limit. And this is, again, only his first season, and he's been able to do great things down there for the Rockets organization. So
he's talented, man. He's still raw, but he's not even at his potential yet. But yeah, he's a really good player. Yeah.
Yeah, most guys don't really start hitting their stride as far as guys that are gonna ascend to the top until maybe like their 3rd or 4th season. I feel like. Yeah. So that brings me to my number 1 guy on my list, and he's a guy whose confidence in himself is absolutely through the roof. Unfortunately, his team has been through a few different situations where they were trying to establish a foundation and a franchise look, and they still have the biggest centerpiece that they've had in the past maybe 5 to 10 years, and Karl Anthony Towns. But it's going to be up in Minnesota with the Timberwolves, and that's Anthony Edwards.
And
I knew it.
He shoots the ball. He goes to the basket strong. He again has confidence in himself. He just dropped 49 points last night. He's a
49 last night.
Yeah, he's a big star in the making.
He's nice. He gets a little streaky, but he's a good player. They say he grew an inch and a half over this past summer.
Once he's able to establish his consistency a little bit more, he's really gonna do big things for the Minnesota organization, and hopefully, in their eyes, the combination of him and Karl Anthony Towns with the rest of their role players is gonna equate to them having great success.
They're in the play-in, right? I think
yes, they are.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good jump for them. That's a good jump. Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna swing it over to Taylor, and he'll give us his top 5 future MVP NBA candidates.
All right, cool. All right, I'm gonna go back down to Houston, but I'm gonna go with his teammate down in Houston with Jalen Green as Kevin Porter Jr.
Okay.
Now he was a little bit of a weirdo when he's up in not Cincinnati, up in Cleveland when he got drafted up there. He got drafted in the 30, but they said he got drafted late because they said there was something wrong with him. But he sure enough went up there and went a little crazy and cussed somebody out. Ooh. And said and demanded to be traded within the first 3-4 months he was there. And as soon as he got to Houston, he kind of showed that he's got like this triple-double a threat. You know what I mean? But he's a really good player. He's one of these players that they like too, of these guard slash shooting guard slash point guard. He can run the one or the two. Yep. I like Kevin Porter Jr. He can once he puts everything together, I think he could be a really a solid player. You know what I mean? Just got to get his got to get his mind right. Got to make sure to take the game. Well, he take the game seriously. I think he's very passionate. Some of these kids are very, very passionate. And they know that they're good and they want to be on the floor. So I can respect a guy that wanted to be on the floor. That's the only reason why he didn't work out up in Cleveland, because he had Garland in front of him and Sexton in front of him. He was like, "Yo, I'm better than these guys." You know what I mean? He may not be better than those guys, but he just wanted to play.
That's what he believed.
Yeah, and then I like confident player like that who just want to play. As soon as he got to Houston, he was playing last year. Then he got hurt, but this year he's been pretty solid. I think averaging about 15 points. But I like him. I think he could be an MVP candidate within 2 or 3 years. If he puts everything together, put some players around him, I think he'll be all right.
Okay.
So Kevin Porter Jr. is my number 5. Number 5. My number 4 is Desmond Bane. I mean, this guy's huge, man.
Down in Memphis.
I mean, got all types of muscles. You know what I mean, pause. I mean, but he's a really good player, averaging 18 points out of TCU. I think he played all 4 years of college. and was a second round pick. Kind of went, okay, this guy's just going to be a guy that we're just going to, just going to be a part of our team. But he ended up starting after Dylan Brooks got hurt, and they can't take him out the starting lineup. He's that good. He's averaging 18 points. He's a solid player, man. I like that kid, man. So I like Desmond Bane down in Memphis. He's just a solid player. I like solid players like that just as soon as they get their shot, they're just like, yo, man, you ain't gotta give me too much. I'm ready to play. So Desmond Bane is I like that kid. He's a really good player. So number 4 is Desmond Bane.
Him along with Dylan Brooks, man. I just call them the gnats at the barbecue. Yeah. The flies in the ointment. Like, they just will do the irritant stuff that's going to get on your nerves. Like Pat Beverly, like defensively.
Absolutely. I like players like him. Like, they got their shot and they just, and they just said, listen, man, you gave me a shot. I'm going to take advantage of it.
Making the best of it.
I love it. My number 3 player, he's down in San Antonio. I'm going to go with Keldon Johnson.
Okay.
Now, I know people, you might not know nothing about him, but he came out of Kentucky a couple years. No one really thought too much about him, but he's actually playing well down there with DeJounte Murray.
Yep.
And I like this kid, man. He's another one of these stretch 3s, stretch 4s. He's a good player, man. I like this kid a lot. He's about 6'6", 6'7", but he can play. He can play. He was another one of these late round picks that San Antonio gets in the later rounds because they're they're always going to the playoffs well back in the day, but not so much now. But Pop has done a really good job with this player. He's averaging 17 points a game, and I like him. I don't want to call him a Kawhi Leonard, but he's really he's solid. He's a solid player, man. He's another one over 40% from 3. Anytime I look at all these players, I always look at their shooting percentages, whether they field goals or in a 3-point. If you're over 40% from 3, you're above average.
That's definitely respectable. I mean?
So he's a solid player that you got to look out for. So I'm gonna go with Keldon Johnson out of Kentucky, a guy you can hear about. Popovich. He just develops all types of really good players down there with the lower picks. So Keldon Johnson, my number 3 down in San Antonio, a guy you want to look out for in a couple years.
It's all about that system. And speaking of the Spurs and the playoffs, they are in the play-in tournament. And then in the first round, they're playing against Minnesota.
They hawked down the Lakers, man.
Yeah.
I mean, they just stayed with it. And most of those guys, they played like, even though Pop is like the inventor of the games off and the load management, those guys have played pretty much 70+ games. I mean, so salute to him for being a solid player.
Yes, sir.
My number 2 player is we saw him a couple nights ago for Toronto. I like Scotty Barnes, man. I like that kid, man. He's had an okay season this year, but I think if he continues to develop to where he was, where they kind of predicted for him this season, I think he's going to be a good player. Out of Florida State, I think he may be only 20 years old. He just was drafted this past year. I like him up there, and he's up at Toronto where he's doesn't have too much of a spotlight on him. And the really thing I liked about him was about a month or so ago, they played the Lakers, and they asked him. I think the Lakers came back and beat him. That could have been a game where LeBron scored like a bunch of points, maybe scored like 50 on him. Yeah. So they interviewed him after the game, and you can tell he was pissed. And they asked him, when you looked, we saw LeBron, just scoring on stuff like that. How did you feel? I mean, was it like looking up to him? He said, yeah, where I come from, we didn't look up to LeBron. We looked up to Kobe. I said, that's right here. And he had a straight face, wasn't giggling, wasn't smiling, didn't have the Kool-Aid smile on his face. He told that reporter, nah, man, I'm a Kobe guy. I don't know what you're talking about. So salute to him for being like, nah, man, don't be trying to sucker me into having me trying to act like you know me. You don't know me. I was Kobe all the way. So once he said that, that person started stuttering, and he sat there with the calm face. I salute him.
I like how we both picked someone from this most recent draft. That's big.
He's played well this year. I like him. Okay. My number 1, I mentioned him, I guess, either last week or 2 weeks ago. I love how this kid's playing out in Golden State. Jordan Poole is just an animal, man.
Love. Absolutely.
He's crazy, man. I mean, I think he ripped off his armband last night, and then he slipped on. That's how.
The guy that was guarding him ripped
off his slip, man. Then he ditched it, and then he went back and went forward, and he slipped on his own armband. That's how you know he was just out there, just getting it in. But I like that kid. He's I think he was picked maybe 30 30th, 29th or 30th a couple years ago, on the back end of the draft. But he stayed on the team, and of course he had to play because Steph has been injured a whole lot over the past couple years. And so has Klay Thompson's been hurt, and Draymond's been in and out, and it's basically just been him and Wiggins. And he took his opportunity and seized it to the point where when they bring Klay back and when they bring Seth back, they don't know if they're going to bring him off the bench, but they got to give him 30 minutes. Like, they got to guarantee give him 30 minutes because he's another one that shoots a lot of threes. He shot a couple nights. He must have shot about 14 or 15 threes and made like 8 of them. So he's a shooter, and he's learned from those guys. I like when guys see guys in front of them and they learn from them. They end up taking what they do and learn what they kind of do and what made them what they are. Yep. And he just you can tell that he's learned from them, and he's got his own little thing going too. So I really like him as one of these lower round picks. That's just he's a really good player. Like, God forbid if something happens to Seth or if they get older or something like that, or they leave or whatever, he should still be there. I think he can be an MVP candidate maybe 4 or 5 years from now. He's that good. He's nice. He worked on his game real well. He kind of reminds me of Fred VanVleet, where it's just like he's just out there just trying to score and trying to do anything he can to get that ball in the bucket. You know what I mean? So he's a good player.
Yep.
Yeah, so Jordan Poole's my guy. I can see him being an all-star next year. That's how good he is. So, yeah, so that's my number one guy, Jordan Poole. He's impressed me this past year. Definitely, and he has that ability to step in and step up, like you said, whenever and if ever he's called on. So yeah, he's nice. I like how the way he balls out. I like these lower picks just balling. I like it.
Yep, because it's the guys that essentially in the draft got slept on. Yeah, it's other guys that had a bigger name or was in a bigger school and thrust themselves into the spotlight a little more. Yep. But ultimately, when it gets down to it and gets to the professional level, one is playing out better than the others, and he was a guy that didn't get looked at or picked up till later in the first round or sometime in the second.
Looked at his counterparts and said, I can be these guys. I want to be a fly on a wall around. I want to be around these guys, and I like that. He didn't want to go his own way. No, I'm gonna do it my way. I'm gonna learn from these guys. These guys are champions.
Yes, sir.
So you can tell he's been in their ear.
All right. Well, getting out of top 5, we're going to move into some NFL discussion because the Eagles made a trade with the Saints last week where essentially they sent 2 first-round picks, the 16 and 19, and a 6th-round pick to the Saints in exchange for 5 picks over the course of this season and next season.
Building for the future. That's actually not a bad deal. I don't like Howie because he can't pick his nose.
Ultimately, that's what it comes down to. Yeah. It's not whether you got the picks; it's about who you pick.
I don't think anyone's had any problem with the trades he's made. Like the Jay Ajayi trade for the Super Bowl a couple years ago, that was like he was stealing. Yeah. And the trade he did, I think, a couple years ago for Carson Wentz to go from, I think they went from 14 to 8 to 2. That was genius. So he's always been a very good wheeler and dealer and trader. But he just can't pick.
Exactly.
That's his problem. He can't pick. Even when he traded out the first round so the Baltimore can get, what's his name? Lamar Jackson. He went back and got Dallas Goedert, and I think he got somebody else. So he can trade. He just can't pick he can't pick his nose. Let alone pick NFL, future NFL
talent.
Yeah, like he just, like, how would you let DK Metcalf slide past you and take JJ, whatever his name, Arcega-Whiteside? Like, he can't play. He's a special teams player.
Exactly. Yeah. Why would you? We're not even going to get into the why would yous with Howard because we know what it is with him right now.
I don't give a damn if he knows your son. Sir, I understand he's your son's friend or whatever. No, sir. This is football. We not picking friends and stuff like. Ain't no friends in football. We're picking the better players. Yeah, exactly. W's and L. That's how you know he's securing his job. Yeah, boss, I'll do it. Yeah, I'll pick anybody she wants to. Come on, man. What type of stuff is that, man?
So we just wanted to go over real quick who we would like, speaking of Howie's picks, for them to select with these, new choices that they've acquired. So at the 18th pick, which is one that they got back from
They still got 16, right?
They do. They still have 15.
So they got 15.
They traded 16 and 19. Okay. They still have 15.
So they got 15 and 18.
And they got 18.
Okay, all right then. And then they still got the 2 second-round picks in the second round, right? They got theirs, and I think they got somebody from last year, whether it be the 40. So basically they got 4 picks in the first 2 rounds, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
If he don't get, I swear to God, if he don't get 3 good, now I'm not even saying 4. If he don't get 3 players that can breathe and play football, they just signed him to a contract.
Yeah, they just gave him an extension.
There's no point in me even finishing my statement. That's sad.
Yeah.
But like I said, at the end of the day, he made it was a good trade. Obviously, he sees that the Saints are going to be trashed this year, and they probably are.
So I think with that 18 pick, they should try to go wide receiver. If they don't go wide receiver at 15. Because they need to get somebody else in here to catch the ball. They need to get somebody in here to pair with Devontae Smith. And in the mock draft that I saw earlier, it's had a wide receiver, I forget his name, but dropping to them at 18.
Ohio State? Or is it Travion Burke? Traylon Burke? This receiver, this draft with the receivers, they're pretty good. That's might be the strongest in the last couple of years. It's going to be at least 8 in the first round this year, if not 10. Well, I don't think about 10, but maybe 8. You're going to get 8. So if they can get one, I don't know if they will, because that would be 3 drafts in a row where they pick the receiver. But if it's the best player at just slotted where you're at, you got to go with the best player at the position that you desperately need. Because Devontae Smith, he's cool, but I think you always need 2 receivers. You saw what the Cincinnati just did. They had 3 really good receivers.
And since they missed and didn't pick my man that's in Minnesota now,
oh Lord, that's another.
They need to make up for that.
Yeah, they do.
What's his name? Oh, this is his name, Chris Olave.
Chris Olave.
From Ohio State.
Yeah. He's a good player. He ran like a 4.3 something at the combine. I don't think they was expecting that. He ran they thought thinking maybe 4.45. He ran like a 4.36 or something, a 4.32, and then Garrett Wilson ran a small a low time too. So, and we've seen his Ohio State players come out in the last couple of years. Terry McLaurin and these guys, they come out and they do their thing.
Produce, yeah.
They produce, if they can stay healthy. So yeah, and that's I wouldn't be mad at that pick at 15. But
that was at 18.
18.
At 15, which I agree with, they have them taking a linebacker.
Who? Nakobe Dean?
The guy they have right here is Devin Lloyd from Utah.
Devin Lloyd from Utah. Okay, all right. He's actually climbed over Nakobe Dean because I think he got hurt in the net. He had surgery and then he had a pro day and he didn't run the expected time they thought he was going to run, so he's kind of slipping in the draft. But I think he's going to be good too. But that's not bad. I wouldn't mind them getting a linebacker, even though the Eagles don't ever draft linebackers. I don't know why. But from what I see that they're going to do, because they got rid of Fletcher Cox and then brought him back, and they still got Hargrave. So I don't know if they're going to get a defensive tackle like a Jordan Davis or Wyatt from Georgia. So they might be out of business there. But I'm going to agree with you. I think they are going to pick a receiver because they haven't picked anybody. They picked that guy from the Colts, but that was one of Nick Sirianni's guys. That he kind of developed on his own. He's undrafted, so he's just a guy that he trusts that's going to be able to know his offense. But I'm thinking you might be right. I think they might get a receiver. If they would have signed one of these pass receivers in this free agency, then I'd be like, no. But I think they will draft a receiver, whether it be 15 or 18. I do the receiver that I like. They're all like in the later rounds, but if you're in that first round, I do like Traylon Burke from Arkansas. I like him. They kind of comparing him to either kind of combined with Deebo Samuel and Anquan Bolden, a 6'1" guy, but he's one of those guys that plays faster on the field than he did time. I think he ran like a 4.5, but he's a really good player, and I like how the way he plays. But but if the Eagles are smart, they should be looking for a corner because they're at S.L.E.E.P.
I was going to say second round. I think they should go D big.
Nah, I think they got to go first round. I don't know if Derek Stingley Jr. is going to slide to them because he just ran at his pro day this past week. He ran 4.37, 4.4. This would be what's the name's grandson, the one
Daryl Stingley. The one that Charlie Murphy
was clowning.
The one that he threatened that man at the dinner table
in the wheelchair
because he was talking crazy about Eddie.
Well, his grandson, he's a really good player. The only thing about him, he was hurt these last 2 years. But when he was 18 and he had to play, up against the Jeffersons and the what's the other receiver's name? Chase is when they won that
Jamar
national
Chase.
championship. They said he was right up there with them, so he knows. And they said when he was 18, he was only 18 years old as a freshman. That's when they won a national championship. Now 2020, the COVID year that he got hurt, and then this past year he got hurt. But if you can get him healthy, I think he's going to be a steal to draft. But I don't know if he's going to fall to 15 with him just running 4.37 and 4.4. He might be in that top 10, top 12.
According to his projection I have right here, he's going at 12 to Minnesota.
Minnesota, yeah. Minnesota's always. Why is Minnesota always in front or around the Eagles? They always pick what the Eagles maybe should be getting, and they end up playing. And the Minnesota don't go to no playoffs.
Yep.
But they got all the Eagles players up in Minnesota.
Justin Jefferson got scooped up by Minnesota when the Eagles should have taken him a couple seasons ago.
Yeah.
That's the guy I was just talking about.
And then the running back a couple years ago, Dalvin Cook that you talked about.
Dalvin Cook, yep.
So, but you're right. I don't think he's going to get past those guys. They would have to trade up. And even if you're going up a few slots, it's not going to cost that much to go up. But if they sit at 15, I would get him. But I don't think the other two guys underneath him are on Stingley's level. So, but if they don't get a corner, I guess there's a defensive end I really, really like. He's white, but his name is George Kalafoulis. He's really good. I think people are going to, and he's end up going to go in the 30s. People are going to forget about. He's really, really good. He played for Purdue. When I watched Purdue, I wanted to watch David Ball, who was a receiver, and he kind of slipped in the draft. He's going to be in the second or third round. But every time I watched on defense, there was this white boy with the big face mask, and he was number 5. So this white boy's making all the plays. Who is this white boy? And he was a defensive end, but he played inside, outside. They predicted him to be on the outside to be a defensive end. And I think the Eagles should go after him because they don't have no pass rush after, Josh Sweat, and he's okay. But you bring back Brandon Graham, he's old as dust, and the Barnett's trash, and they don't have no DMs. Like the days of Trent Coles and the Hugh Douglases, where are those guys at? You need a guy that's going to be out there guaranteed to get you 10 to 12 sacks a year. And if they're not getting 10 to 12 sacks, they got to be at least getting hurries or QB knockdowns. You know what I mean?
And did they let the guy from Washington go?
Oh, that's right. They did have Kerrigan. He can't play.
Kerrigan.
This new white boy, he's the new Kerrigan. He's white.
Okay.
Yeah, anytime I see white players, I compare them to white players. Yeah, so George Kalafoulis, I think they should pick him with either 15, 18. It would be a little high, but his motor is really, really. Maybe if not Ryan Kerrigan, maybe kind of like that white boy that played for Minnesota and he played for the Chiefs. Jared Allen.
Okay.
He's really bulked up. He's 6'4", 6'5", about 280 pounds. But you don't have to worry about him. When you put him out there on defensive end, and then when his contract comes up, you can be able to just pay him. He's not going to ask for extra money. Just have somebody that's going to be there for 10 years that you don't have to worry about. I think they should grab him, and he would fit right in with the Eagles because he can go inside, outside. But I think he would be better on the outside, rushing the passer with all these people in their division and the outer division are going to play. I think you need a developed pass rusher that someone's scared of. No one's scared of the Eagles' defensive line right now. No one.
Yeah.
So I think he would be a presence on that, and then it would help those corners on the back end. So I would probably go corner, a defensive end, and then like you said in the second round, I would try to get a receiver because you got 2 picks in the second round. That's what I would do.
Okay.
There's a guy named, I think his name is Khalil Shakur out of Boise State in second round. I like him. I already talked about Dave Ball from Purdue. I think you can get yourself a nice receiver in the second round and be okay. And then we'll see. We'll go from there. But that's kind of where I'm at. I would like them to draft the defensive end and a corner in that first round to get that defense together. In that second round, get yourself a receiver and even a running back. I don't like Miles Sanders. Always hurt, man. Soft, man.
No love for Miles.
Well, the Eagles don't have no. Eagles always give you extension before it's time for you to get an extension. They haven't extended him, so they don't like him like that.
Yeah. I got you.
Yep.
Well, before we get off NFL, we do have to make sure that we say an unfortunate and very sad R.I.P. to Dwayne Haskins, quarterback from the Pittsburgh Steelers. He should be familiar to people from the Philadelphia area because he was the former quarterback of the Washington Commanders when they were the football team just a season or two ago. So, unfortunately, he got into an accident to where he was hit And
after his car broke down or something like that, right? Or something happened.
I didn't hear.
I don't know the story,
but I just know he got hit by something.
I've read that his car broke down and he walked across the expressway. I said, "What are you doing, sir?"
Oh no.
Yeah, so I don't know.
That's not true.
Yeah, I don't think. He wasn't in a car accident. He was walking across.
Right. He was not in a car accident. He was hit while he was walking.
Yeah, across the interstate, which is like the biggest. You don't ever do that. I don't care if you think the traffic is lighter. You don't do no. You just please.
No.
People are not paying attention on the road, including me.
But our condolences to his friends and family. Anytime someone is taken so young, it's definitely sad to see. It's a tragedy.
Had a wife and a daughter too. That's sad.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to introduce another new segment this week. We hope you guys enjoy it, but it's called Have You Seen, Have You Heard? And essentially we're just going to be talking about things that we've seen in the news or things that have happened. And we want to know if you've seen them or if we've seen them. So we're going to kick it around amongst each other and see how it goes.
All right.
So, Taylor, what you got?
All right. So I'm going to go with Have You Seen? And I saw this about a month ago. They came out with an episode every other week, every week. But the Kanye West documentary, Jesus, I actually, have you seen it?
I've seen episodes of it. I haven't seen the whole thing.
I have not seen it.
Yo, it's actually pretty. And you know, I'm a Kanye hater. It was good.
The last episode I saw was when he was trying to scramble to get his album together.
Yeah,
I had no idea. Speaking of that he went through so much stuff to get his damn album
That's
made.
what I'm saying.
They was not trying to back this man.
They
was not trying to push this man.
Yeah.
They was like, stick to the beats, homie.
Yeah.
And he was like, nah, like I'm trying to do more than that. Like I can make these beats. He had already made beats for Siegel.
Yeah.
He had already made H to the Izzo for Hov. He was already solidified in the industry as he was the boy to go to for
the only person from Rockefeller that was rocking with him was Jay-Z. Like everyone else was like, oh yeah, that's the DJ. Even because people always think, oh, Dame Dab. Dame Dab was kind of trying to play him to the side. And after the accident, they kind of pushed him to the side.
Yeah. But then after the accident, he did Through the Wire. And it just showed him going through the grind of what he had to go through to get his tracks made.
He did slow jams at Jamie Foxx's house.
Yeah.
You can see him.
And Jamie Foxx has told that story numerous times of that situation.
He's talking Jamie Foxx, I want you to sing it like this. And he said, I want you, like, he's really like a producer. Like all those ad-libs that Jamie Foxx was doing, talking like Ray Charles. Yeah. That was Kanye. It was amazing. It was crazy how you just see like I thought the first two episodes were really, really, the last one is kind of like what's going on now, but the first two were really, really good about how he just is a producer. It was crazy, man.
Hey, did you know this though? Did you know that Shaka Khan hates that song?
Oh yeah,
she does. Yeah, she absolutely does.
I think they said they paid her, but she said they called on the phone and she said, yeah, sure. It's like a yeah, sure. She didn't know it was going to be that big, and she doesn't like it.
She didn't really listen to it like that, but when she heard it and it was out, she couldn't stand it.
But they did pay her, but they didn't give her, I guess, what she thought she deserved. You know what I mean? So I don't know, but it was cool. But the relationship he has with his mother was dope. His mother knew his rhymes. That was crazy.
Yeah.
She knew his rhymes.
Yeah.
And then when he asked his mom, because mind you, people was thinking that he just developed this narcissism over the last. He said, "Mom, do you think I'm too arrogant?" She said, "No." she said,
you know what's L is she was encouraging him to be more of what he was.
Yes.
But at the same time, she was the balance.
Yeah, she was the balance.
He never had the balance to be like, pump the brakes, that's not something I should do.
Yeah.
He would just always be having these big ideas and having this big confidence and this big ego and be pushing this line. And she was the one that kind of held the reins and kind of held him back a little bit. So now you see that she's not here.
Yeah, she's not here.
And how it's affected him.
Right when she passed away, that was when he already blew up. He was about to blow up, and then she passed away. And as soon as she passed away, he had to go right back on the road and perform. Like, I think he performed 2 or 3 days later after she passed away.
Yeah.
So he was, I think he never really got a chance to mourn, but it was an incredible DVD. The guy that directed it, Cootie, I mean, salute to that brother, man. He was on it. He recorded Kanye at a Harlem World party.
I was about to say the foresight that they had from back then to be like, yo, we're gonna start doing a documentary, and he's walking around Rockefeller and Def Jam offices like, yeah, we want to do interviews with people. We're doing a documentary, and they're like, who are you?
They was hating on Jesus Walks,
and he's in there performing it live for people, playing it for the first time for people in the offices.
The lady on the phone just was like, yeah, could you please like leave?
Like, just turn that off, man. You making too much noise. Like,
Big Face Gary, he's a hater. Like it was just all these people in the Rockefeller that we know, they were hating on that man. He was literally just going up there with not with a boombox, but with CDs playing it, and it was crazy, man. I thought the whole documentary was dope. Like I said, the first 2 parts were dope. They showed him when he bought his first house. They showed what his relationship with Mos Def. They showed him run down on a nigga.
They showed him when
he ran down on a boy that was talking trash about him. He said, "No, we gonna." So all y'all think, oh, Kanye saw? No, he ran down on homeboy. They were at a convention. Shook his hand, yeah, man, we cool, we gonna do some work together. But then like an hour or two, he was hating on Kanye, and they was like, yo, man, you heard this boy hating on you? Kanye had this look on his face, like, yo, why was he hating on me? He's like, well, he gonna be at the studio. As soon as Kanye said he gonna be, oh, we going down there right now. Like there was no like hesitation. And then as soon as he ran down on him with the camera and everything, like he said, yo, man, you got the car? I want to talk to you. And the boy didn't want to get the whip.
Yeah.
And kind of like, yo, why you hating on me? Yo, I got, not that I didn't respect him. I just think he's goofy right now. I think he's weird, but those first 2 parts, I thought that was you're gonna see some of the stuff you've seen already, but like the way he was just working, like he met Cootie through someone else, and then the other guy that helped direct it, he met him through MTV. So it's all about getting your mouth, having your mouthpiece and being cool. All the people,
networking.
Networking. He had a studio in Jersey. He was going back and forth to New York in a car that I think that his mother bought. He was just working hard. It was crazy, man. Like it was a really good documentary. I liked all the footage, and all this time they got dates and everything, and him doing interviews with magazines. I thought it was a really, really one of the better documentaries I saw in probably the last 10 years. It was really good. They just all types of raw footage.
Yeah.
So definitely check out Genius, on Netflix. Yeah. The Kanye West docuseries. Just pretty much documenting his,
Kim Kardashian, and I'm spoiling it for you. She's not even in it.
his beginning stages when he got to the game, he got on Rockefeller, and he was trying to fight to get his album made and get his name out there and stuff like that. So,
hey fellas, here's a did you know about your own producer E.
What's going on, Easy?
So, and this is a Rockefeller story.
Okay.
When I was active duty, I sung in a group.
I remember you telling us that. Yeah.
Shout out to my boy Jason Singleton. He about to get his doctorate. He was the lead singer of the group. Shout out to Montes and Miko and
Love
and Mac and past present members. But so check this out. We going up there and we're trying to. One of the managers from or one of the guys that was affiliated with Stay Prop was trying to get us signed, and we actually went up to Rockefeller, right? But we was really stupid. And when I say we were really stupid, we went up there on like some Temptation shit.
trying to shoot.
Now hold up. This is like the 2000s. We go up there all dressed alike, some corduroy denim tight pants with the shirts. They was wrinkled from the ride from Virginia. It was horrible. We seen Tone Hooker. He listened to our demos and stuff like that. But I remember there was a guy who was outside the Universal building. And he was like, yo, if y'all going up there, he was like, if they don't sign y'all, then man, y'all ain't getting signed. He was like, if they tell you they going to get back with you, he was like, man, it was a valiant effort. And sure enough, it was a valiant effort.
Wow.
But I can at least say we got into the office at least.
Okay. All right.
At least you got up there.
Yeah.
We got into the office, but that's a did you know about your boy? And it was crazy because, I was active duty, so I'm trying to be in the Navy. I'm trying to get a record deal. We running up to Virginia like every other, we run up to New York from Virginia like every other weekend doing these shows and stuff. It was crazy, man. But I was in the building and it was so dope, man, being up there at Rockefeller and Def Jam Universal building. So shout out to the boys who I used to rock with, man. We did our thing. in the 2000s, you know, we did our thing, man. We got our little notoriety, but that's a little did you know about your boy.
Well, if y'all ain't know, man, E was out here. E was in the mix.
I was trying.
Chasing that dream, man. You got to chase it, man.
Absolutely. So, Taylor, do you have another? Have you heard for us, or is that going to do it for this week?
I got one more.
Okay.
Have you heard? August Alsina has a new song called "Shake the World." It is trash, yo. I mean, don't get me wrong. I get that you're trying to clout chase up off the Will Smith and the Jada Drum, but the song was horrible, man.
That's the song where he's talking about that, right?
He had like one little bar, but the song was trash. I think it's been on YouTube for maybe a day or so. It's only got like 30,000 views, man.
Because everybody just trying to take advantage.
Thank God they don't have the dislike button on, but they disabled that. They would be hating on him, man. It's trash, man. Like what do you? And then he's trying to write a book, man. Like homie, man, we don't.
Oh God,
we don't care nothing about you like that, brother.
You trying to get some paper, man.
I like August Alsina. I thought he made good music, but I don't know.
I did too.
I don't know what he's doing right now.
He's trying to come up off the carcass.
He's trying to, but I think he's going about it the wrong way.
He's trying to feast off of the situation.
Yeah. If he came out like, let's just say a couple weeks from now with just some regular tracks, he would get clout just off of beat. Oh, that's August. That's in the bull. But he's trying to like,
it's too close.
Yeah, it's too close. And then you break. Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I mean, but that was a while ago. Salute to them. But he's trying to clout up off of it, and it looks crazy. If you act like you're not, if you're doing it on purpose, but you act like you're not, it's kind of like he's doing it. Whoever's doing it for him is. Whoever's managing him, they're not doing it right.
Team, man, you know,
they're not doing it right.
Somebody always think it's a good idea. Hey, man, you know, this might be the time right now for you to go on and put that single out, man.
If he put out a single and he was just alluding to it, but not really talking about it, it would be dope. You know what I mean? 'Cause people are like, is he talking about it? But he would be like, no, I made that song maybe 2 years ago. If he did that, that would be dope. We wouldn't know because he could have done it 3 weeks ago. But he was, I've had it sitting in the can, but I just want to put it. I just felt like I felt moved. But whoever's leading him, he's leading him down the toilet.
Be that team, man. I'm telling you, I done been in those situations with somebody they in your ear like, yo, man, you know, this might be your moment right now to make a couple dollars.
Yeah, old as ice 3 weeks ago. Now he's trying to cloud up. Come on, man. What are you doing, man? What are you doing, man?
Cold as ice.
Yeah, no one was checking for him. Yeah.
Nobody was worried about August.
Yeah. So have y'all didn't hear? Y'all didn't listen.
I haven't heard the song. I saw something about it online. I didn't listen.
It's trash.
I didn't really care. So.
And this is my last one. I'm gonna talk about Officer Harris. I mean, have you seen?
Oh, you talk about. Talking about T.I.?
Yeah, the informant. Yeah, as or you call him T.I. And he's trying to be a comedian. I don't know what's up with this guy.
Yeah, I saw T.I. got booed off stage up in Brooklyn.
Well, first he tried to like get at this. He tried to get at this young comedian. She's a young girl.
I did see that too.
He was trying to like get her to get off the stage because she was talking about
she said something about his situation because him and his wife had some type of sexual assault allegations.
But it wasn't.
Like that.
But he started with her first, so it's kind of the same thing with the Chris Rock. Well, a little bit different, but she started with him first. And you come at a comedian, you got to come at somebody. And when you come at somebody in the crowd, you got to cut him off at the knees.
Yeah.
And she cut him off at the knees, and he got in his feelings. He got on stage and was sitting down, talking crazy and cussing with the plaits in his hair. He looks crazy, man.
Then
less than what 24 hours or less within the last nigga on stage in Brooklyn.
How Brooklyn?
Why is he? First of all, he's trying to be a comedian. I don't know what he's trying to do. I mean, I understand if you're trying to be, go from rapping to acting, but
you know what?
His career is kind of taken a hit. But comedian,
he's trying to chase down a dream.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying he's probably had people in his circle for years that told him, "Yo, you funny as hell."
But out of all the rappers, he's nowhere near funny. Redman's funny. Eminem's somewhat funny. Like there's rappers that are funny. He's not funny. Meth, yeah. There's nothing funny about T.I. He's funny looking, but he's not funny at all. I don't. And when I think of rappers being comedians, he's not one at all. Like,
grinding him up.
Nothing funny about him, man. He's weird, man. Why are you going? That girl that's her job. Why are you getting mad? You said something to her first, and of course you know what she's gonna go to. Stop acting like you're bigger than everybody. You can get this smoke too. We read the blog. You know what's going on. Got in his feelings. Hey, I don't like when people do that, man. Just sit your crowd and don't say nothing, man. And laugh. That was good. That was good. And then he tried to clean up and say she don't go on tour with him. And she would be doing him a favor. She was actually funny. Yeah, he got booed. You know what I mean? Michael Blackson tried to help him. I think it was Michael Blackson's comedy tour or something like that. He got booed in Brooklyn as he should.
Yeah, Michael Blackson, I saw them doing I don't know if it was a FaceTime or a live together, and Michael Blackson was asking questions about it, and he was happy. You know, he was encouraged. He was like, "This is the best thing to happen to me. I want people to boo me. Everybody who gets up on that stage and does comedy at one point in time, you know, takes a fall and gets booed
in clubs, yeah, but not in the Barclays Center. My God, in front of 20 plus thousand fans.
When you're T.I. and you can sell out the Barclays Center, you know, or not sell out, but you know,
be a part of a comedy tour,
pack it like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
you know, that's.
I was about to say he ain't selling out.
Yeah, that was that was Michael Black. I don't know who Michael Blackson was, but it was Michael Blackson. I guess he was happened to be on the tour. He's not. I saw his act a couple months ago online. It's horrible.
Okay,
it's not funny.
All right. Well,
oh no.
Yeah, but that's it. Have you seen? Have you heard? It's just stuff I be seeing on the internet, or you know, it goes down. I throw it to y'all. But have y'all seen? Have y'all heard? But Mikey said he's seen it, and E said he did. I guess he saw it. I don't know.
If y'all have seen the things that Taylor is talking about, definitely comment on it. Yeah. Let us know. Tell us, you know, in the comment section what your opinions are about these things going on. Absolutely. Because if we ain't seen it and we ain't heard it, I can tell you the streets done seen and the streets done heard.
Yep.
All right, so that's going to do it for that segment this week. And getting out of that, we're going to move into this season's first edition of Trivia. You guys know how trivia goes between me and Taylor. We pose 5 questions to the other, and you know, whoever gets the most of the 5 right, that is, you know, a salute to them. So I'll start it off. Unless do you want to go first, Taylor? You want to give me your questions first?
No, go ahead. You already got your phone up. Go ahead.
Okay, cool.
Ready.
All right. So, trivia. Question number 1.
Mm-hmm.
The 1-year anniversary of legendary rapper DMX was yesterday. But as we know...
1-year anniversary of what?
Of his death.
Oh, it passed away. Okay,
yeah, his passing. But as we know, he was also an actor.
Yeah.
What was his first movie?
His first movie had to be Belly.
Okay, that was right.
Yeah. Or Backstage. Which one?
We'll go with Belly.
Belly, okay. Well, he was acting in that. Backstage was kind of like, you know, the documentary of them going, but the first acting would be Belly.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll go with that. All right. So Taylor's 1 for 1. Number 2. Today marks the 52nd birthday of another legendary rapper and a Tribe Called Quest member, Q-Tip, who also found his way to the big screen. What was his first movie?
Ooh, what was his first movie?
Was it that movie he was in?
It's a little more difficult.
It was a movie.
Was he in Poetic Justice?
He was. He got popped, and that might be the first one.
I'm trying to think.
Is that your answer?
I'm trying to think. Was that? I'm trying to think. Did he do anything before that? But it was another one
he was in when he was like in prison.
No, that came out in the late 90s.
The one with Fat Joe.
That movie was terrible. They were playing teenagers. They were damn near 30. I'm going to go with Poetic Justice.
Ding, ding, ding. Number two is correct.
Markel.
Taylor is 2 for 2.
I want some Juju Bean. Some yo, look at that punk ass nigga right there. That's him right there. That's not him. That's the funniest scene. They trying to size him, and then they end up killing him anyway. That was crazy.
All right, so number 3. In a recent episode of Math Hoffa's podcast, My Expert Opinion, Omar Epps and Big Daddy Kane were guests on the show.
Yeah.
And Omar Epps revealed that in casting for Juice, Tupac came to the set with another actor from the movie who had the audition. So Pac was asked to audition and killed it kind of after the fact.
Yeah.
Who was the other actor he came with? And this is multiple choice.
Yeah.
You got A, Khalil Kane, who was the guy who played Raheem.
Yeah.
You got B, he came with actual Omar Epps.
Yeah.
Or you got C, Tretch.
I thought it was, well, all right, so I'm going to go with Tretch. That's the answer. But he actually came with, I just heard this maybe a year or so ago online. He came with, is it Money B.E.? The one that's with Shock G, that's his name, Money B.
You talking about the producer?
The producer, you know. Remember on the Get Around, I Get Around. Remember I did Around. He came,
Easy Mo B.
Yeah, the short one. Easy Mo B is that Money. I don't know what his name, but he came too, and but like you said, he ended up befriending Tretch, and they went out for the same part. But I think they wanted him to be in the movie, Eat Money B, but then some kind of way Tretch and him, Tupac became friends. But my answer is Tretch though.
So as Omar Epps explained it, it was Tretch. He went with Tretch because him and Tretch was cool.
Yeah.
Tretch had the audition. And they were just looking for guys to fill parts in that movie. So they just saw Tupac and was like, hey, you want to audition? Pac was like, yeah. We know his acting background. And Juice was actually his first movie that he was in. Yeah. But I just think that's crazy that Tretch was there for the audition. Tupac came in after the fact and had such a bigger part in the movie than Tretch.
Yeah, he went with the boy from Digital Underground. I think his name is Money B. But he just said, man, listen, man, you got it. You know what I mean? Like he didn't even get into the movie. But like you said, I think they said he went into the audition and started screaming and yelling. He said, what the hell is going on? He said, oh, no, I was just auditioning. And he ended up, you couldn't pass him. He was really good in that movie.
All right. Well, I can't stump you today. Taylor's 3 for 3. So we're going to go to number 4 with a little more recent news. This actor made the news last week when he admitted to selling weed once upon a time to Dave Chappelle.
A rapper? So weed?
No, he's not necessarily
not a rapper?
He's an actor.
An actor, okay.
And if you need a hint, I can give you one.
He recently said this?
Yes, he said this last week.
Oh, okay. You give me the hint. I don't know. I probably not going to get this one.
From some of the roles he's in, you would not be able to tell that he's from where he's from.
Back in the day, he sold weed to Dave Chappelle.
Back when he was still trying to get on, he was struggling, trying to pay his way through acting school. Yeah, he had many hustles at the time, but one of them was part-time cannabis supplier.
I don't know. I don't know. I'll just say Idris Elba. I don't know.
Jesus, he's from the UK. Taylor, Idris Elba is correct.
Oh, for real?
Yes.
I just threw it out there.
Stop playing.
Idris Elba, once upon a time, admitted that he sold weed to Dave Chappelle.
I knew he had a lot of hustles. He was a bartender, and he did a whole lot of stuff in New York. And just like you said, they didn't know that he was from... Because he looked, yeah. And he said he was talking with the accent, but they thought that he was like, somebody from New York. But but he was working a lot of odd jobs in the late 90s and the early 2000s. Yeah, but
before he got on the wire, that's what he was doing to keep things moving before he got his break.
All right, that's what's up. Idris Elba.
Yeah, Idris Elba, who has been rumored to actually this has been going on for a few years now, but be the next Bond.
No, I thought they was going to make a black girl be Bond.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I think he didn't want to be it, and they said they're going to make a black girl who was in the last movie be some black female Bond or something like that.
Okay,
James Bond is trash, man.
All right. Well. I'm not gonna go there. I'm gonna just skip to number 5. But Taylor is 4 for 4 so far. Number 5, true or false? Speaking of Idris Elba, he's admitted that in addition to acting, he loves to DJ and sometimes raps.
Yeah.
True?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Taylor's 5 for 5.
Oh, I just said he DJ. Yeah. I don't want to say I know somebody, but they said that supposedly, I don't believe them, but they said they was in the bar that he used to bartend. I don't believe this person. They're probably capping.
Okay.
All right, now, all right, so I'm pretty sure we talked about Jay-Z in here, haven't we, in the last couple of weeks? Maybe not. I don't know.
I think we talked about him earlier.
I think
a little bit.
All right, so I think Jay-Z has at least, I'm going to say 17 studio albums, whether it's him or with other people.
Yes.
All you got to do is give me 9 of them. I can't say give me all of them, but just give me 9 of Jay-Z's studio albums. And the reason why I said 9, because some of them are similar in name. So just give me 9 studio Jay-Z albums.
Okay.
Yeah.
Reasonable Doubt.
There you go.
The Life and Times, Volume 1.
There you go.
I'm sorry, that's In My Lifetime, Volume 1.
In My Lifetime, Volume 1. There you go.
Volume 2, Hard Not Like.
There you go.
The Life and Times, Sean Carter.
That's Doc
Volume
Carter.
3.
That's number 4. Yep.
Dynasty.
Yep. I'll give you that.
Blueprint.
Yep.
Kingdom Come.
There you go. That's 6.
American Gangster.
7.
Skipping around a little bit now. Black Album.
Volumes?
Yeah, Blueprint had 3.
That's 3. Yeah.
That's 3. Yeah, that's 3
But
albums.
Black
right
Album.
Oh, you got it. You're done. You just
Boom.
got Blueprint 2 and 3. There you go.
there. Yeah.
You got it. That's why I kind of said 9 because because a couple of them are the same. Blueprint 1, 2, and 1, 2, and 3, and in my life, the if you get the volume 1, 2, all you gotta do is get the name of what the album was.
I could have went American Gangster. I could have went.
And I was
Magna Carta.
I was giving you split albums.
Watch
too.
the Throne.
You can get the Watch the Throne or the Best of Both Worlds 1 and 2.
Yeah, Best of Both Worlds.
I was giving you those two. All right, cool.
Okay.
All right, that one's right. Even if you'd have got like 8 or 9, I'd have gave it to you. Once you went past like 8, I'd have gave it to you.
Bet.
All right. So number 2. We was talking about Will Smith, but I want to talk about one of his movies where his name in the movie was Robert Clayton Dean. What was the name of this movie? Will Smith in the movie.
That was Enemy of the State.
There you go. Number 2.
Enemy of the State.
Yeah.
I love that movie. Him and what's my man name? Gene
Hackman.
Gene Hackman.
Lisa Bonet, Regina King.
No. Regina King.
Jack Busey's son was in it, and Scott James Conson was in the movie.
Gary Busey's son.
Gary Busey's son and James Conson.
Yep, Scott Conn was in it.
Mm-hmm. All right. So number 3. All right, in Goodfellas and Casino, there were narrators in the movies.
Yes.
Combined with both movies, how many narrators are combined in both movies?
Between the movies?
Between both movies. So there's a number. So how many narrators were in Goodfellas? How many narrators were in Casino? Combine them, and what's the number? How many? Right. How many?
Well, in Goodfellas, you had Henry was narrating at times.
Yep.
You had Tommy was narrating at times.
Keep going.
You had Jimmy was narrating at times.
Keep going. I just want the number between Goodfellas and Casino.
So that's 3. I think they were the only ones that were really doing that. And then Casino, obviously you had Ace, so that's 4.
Mm-hmm.
You had Nikki, that's 5.
You got to know it. I forget his name, but it's Nikki's backup.
What's his name? Frankie Marino. That's 6.
Yeah.
Just give me the number.
That's all it was. It was only Frankie Marino when he was talking about, hey, by lying again.
All right, so I'll go 6 then.
No, you are wrong. It was 5.
It was 5?
2 in Goodfellas. It's just Henry and Karen. Remember, Robert De Niro and Bill and Joe Pesci are in the movie. They never narrate the whole movie. They never narrate because you get it confused because in Casino, that's why I said I combined them. In Casino, it was of course Robert De Niro, Ace, and Nikki, and then Frankie Marino had that one part we narrated. Yeah. Now, if I tell the truth,
exactly,
I can get us both killed. Yeah, a lot of people get confused. They think that Robert De Niro narrates Goodfellas. He never. No, it was just Ray Liotta and whatever name, Lorraine Bracco. They were only 2. And
Lorraine Bracco.
Yep. Yeah. So 5.
Okay.
5.
Well, I was off by 1.
Off by 1.
I'll take that.
Yeah, it was cool.
I'll take that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. So now we're gonna. Oh well, we'll stay with the movies. So we all know that MC8. We talked about Menace Society. He was in Menace Society as a rapper. Name the other rapper who made a cameo in that movie. Small cameo, but he's in the movie.
In Menace Society.
In Menace Society, yes.
I'm not too knowledgeable on that movie. I mean, I've seen it more than a few times.
You're Googling it? What are you doing?
No, I'm not Googling it. I'm just opening my phone to see what time it is.
I'm about to say,
no, sir.
He's in the scene, and when you see him, you just start laughing. He's in the scene.
A rapper.
Yeah, a rapper.
Can you say what scene?
If I tell you the scene, you're going to get it.
I might not because I can't even remember the rapper.
All right, it was at the picnic scene.
Menace Society.
Was at the picnic.
It was at the picnic.
MC8 was at the picnic.
Yo, Kane, what's up? What's up? Man, leave that bitch alone.
That's MC8.
That's MC8, yeah, but there's another rapper in that scene. And right after he says that, he says the rapper's name, and he's in the scene. And I just want to know who the rapper is.
Yo, this is tough.
He's technically still relevant now.
I don't got it.
This is tough.
It's not. Once I say the name, you're gonna be like, yeah, he was in the movie. You want me to just say it?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Salute to Too Short. He was
Too Short.
He was on the barbecue flipping the ribs.
Short dog.
ribs.
I think he was credited as his name was Lou Loke, and he said when they finished the food, all right, y'all come on now, eat the food. That's the only line in the movie.
When Sharif's dad was trying to get a plate.
Yeah. So Too Short is in the movie.
Shout out to Short.
Okay.
That's right.
Short Dog was in the movie. That's how you know Too Short is old. All right, I'm gonna
So
go.
what? I'm 1 for 3 or 2 for 3?
One for 3.
No, you got the first 2 right. He got the Jay-Z and he got Will Smith, so he's 2 for 4. And this
Okay, 2 for 4.
This is the 5th one. This is a little bit difficult, but if you think about it, I'm gonna give you time to think about it. You should be able to get this one. Who is the Sixers' all-time leading scorer? Now I'm gonna give you a multiple choice.
Okay.
Or all right,
I mean that might not help, but okay.
Come on, man. You should know this. You should
Come
know
on, man.
this. Come on, man.
Go ahead.
All right. It's either A, Julius Erving, B, Hal Greer, C, Charles Barkley, or D, Allen Iverson. Who was the leading scorer of this all-time of the Sixers?
I'm gonna go with Hal.
You're right. Hal Greer. See, you knew it. Yeah, there you go. Pretty much played his whole damn career. All the other guys either left or
came from somewhere else.
Came somewhere else. There you go.
Julius Erving, they got him a little later in his career.
Julius.
3 out of 5.
Erving.
I think he's got 21,000. I think Allen Iverson has like 19,000 or something like that. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll take 3 out of 5. That's a passing grade where I come from.
I had the Dr. J basketball hoop joint for your room.
Oh, for real? I remember those back in the day.
Yeah. I had one. It had the bell on it. My mom ripped the bell off because we was scoring like a mother.
Every time you dunk is making that noise.
Ding, dunk, or you shoot a jump shot. Ding.
Yeah.
Hey, I got a question for you. Back in the day, did you ever make the court where you took the hanger and put it between the closet and then made the soccer ball?
Oh yeah.
I did that.
Yeah, you stretch it out. Yeah,
you put it in between. Me and my brother used to run full court because our closets was right across from each other.
Usually you made that.
Shout out to my big brother Dwight. I love you.
Usually you make that after you break the one that your parents bought you.
Yeah.
Because you dunking and all you supposed to do is shoot all that joy. But
once you start dunking, that plastic is a wrap.
It's coming down,
and then you got to go to the. You got to go to the closet and get the hanger.
Get the hanger. Bend that joint up, make your little rim.
Yep. There you go.
Yep. All right. Well, getting out of trivia, we're going to go into this week's edition of the Common Sense Space. And this week, we're going into a little bit of how should I call this? Like, what if this happened to you scenario?
Mm-hmm.
So essentially, the question is, could you survive a horrible 24 hours without your phone? Taylor's gonna give us a little bit more details, though. Set the scene.
Yeah. So, if I don't know, maybe you go like I think we talked about it before we got on. But let's just say if you go overseas or something like that, and you lose your phone on the plane or something like that, or I don't know, maybe you're riding in your car. Maybe your phone. You thought your phone charger was good, and then your battery died. Now you can't charge your phone. Well, can you survive? 24 hours without your phone, or these things happen. You put a phone in someone's bag. That bag ends up leaving. Can you survive 24 hours without your phone? That's pretty much saying.
I tell you what,
it would be crazy, but
at this point in my life, I absolutely can.
Mm-hmm.
Now, depending on the situation, if that phone was my GPS
mm-hmm.
and I'm on a road trip, because I've been on a road trip where I've left my phone right on the toilet paper holder while I was on the. You wipe your. Get up and just walk out. Yeah, man, I did that before, and that was horrible. And I felt like, and then I had to do the whole rest of that trip with no phone. And this was, I was going to see a family. I ain't, how'd that go? I ain't had no phone. I mean, I survived, but man, it was horrible.
I'm talking about nowadays.
Yeah,
nowadays you could. Okay.
Shit, I don't look. Sometimes I got to get back to y'all. Look, man. I can do it. It ain't that deep to me no more.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to say yeah. Like if I was at home and like my phone broke and I had to wait till the next day to get a replacement phone or something like that, like I could make it work. But if I was out and let's say that I was going between two places and my phone was my GPS to get me from here to there, and it was like a long road trip, and I didn't know where I was. Like I'd be it would be bad, man. I'd be in a bad place.
Yeah. I'd be in a bad place too because first of all, there's no more payphones out here. I don't carry change if I even do find a payphone, so it's probably gonna be a wrap for me. So I would like to say, yeah, I'll be fine. I don't think I'll be good. I think within the first 4 or 5 hours, I would be like looking to steal someone's phone. I mean,
and the messed up part about that is even if you steal someone's phone,
they got
you
passwords.
might not necessarily had a number to call the people you need to call. Like you said, they got passwords on the phone, facial recognition. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. A lot of people got the barcodes on their phone to get into things and stuff like that. So yeah, I know a lot of people can't remember their PIN number. It's their own PIN number, and they can't remember it. And so yeah, I don't
know a lot of people can't remember their own phone number.
Yeah, I know people don't know their phone number. I know a lot of people that have been married for years. They don't know they don't know their person's phone number. They don't know it at all. They might know the 267, 215, or 610, whatever. They don't know nothing after that.
I think I'd be up the creek with no paddles.
Yeah, so I don't know if I could. Thank God I've never been in any situation before, but yeah, I don't think it would fare too well for me. Yeah. I would like to think I would, but I don't think it would go too well for me. But it just goes to show you how far. Just show you how far we've come in these last years. Like a lot of people live on their phone.
Mm-hmm. I learned that back when I used to work at the Sprint store. My first job out of school was at a Sprint store, and people used to come in and their screen would be cracked or their charging port would be damaged, and they wouldn't be able to get any of their numbers out, or they'd have water damage, and that would be like the end of their lives. So they wouldn't have any numbers. All their numbers are programmed into their phone, and nobody remembers numbers by heart anymore.
Yeah, but brother, I worked at the communication stores too in the hood. You remember me? I was in smack dab in the hood.
Taylor was working at the well, we're not gonna put Taylor business out on the streets, but
I was working,
Taylor was
in,
working
the
in the hood.
Matter of fact, I was in 3 hoods, and it was a disaster.
Yeah.
I would have people coming in talking about somebody stalking me. I need to change my number. I said, "Oh Lord." My man stole my phone and threw it out to so and so. I've gotten plenty of those where the significant other has thrown the other phone out and they got to get a new phone. Or I've had where people were on lines together and they're in a relationship and one comes back and says, "I want to get off so and so's line because we not together. Can I split it?" And it was just a disaster. I've seen it. So, but I've seen people, like you said, lose their phone and come in there with like all type. Do I have insurance? Do I not have insurance? But I say, but you still got to pay deductible. It's not, you're not getting a free phone. You have to pay the deductible, and I can give you a phone.
Lose your phone and they would lose their mind.
And it didn't be messed up. I was like, but you can't get the phone from here. You have to go to an actual franchise store. I mean, well, we're a franchise. You got to go to the actual corporate store to do that. We can sell you all the phones that we want to. Imagine me explaining that in the hood in North Philly.
Ain't trying to hear that.
Imagine. In North Philly, trying to meet. So people wonder why, Taylor, why you don't work with people? You work at the job. I don't want to be around people. Don't worry. I made very good money, but people are very annoying.
My man, don't you got phones in the back? Just go get me a new phone.
Yeah. You got $150. I'll set you right on up, brother. And you know how good you got to be to get someone who has insurance on their phone, and all they got to do is go to a corporate store, with maybe 2 or 3 miles away, to get them to spend money with you again. You got to have the gift of gab, and I would have the gift of gab to get people to buy another phone from me. That's how nice you got to be in sales.
Exactly. you got to be on point for that.
I have people buying phones from me as opposed to going. I think the main store was maybe 4 or 5 miles. It wasn't even that far away. I could have drove them there if and then waited for them. But they was like, "Nah, I need a phone now." I said, "Oh, damn. All right, well, I need you to go to the ATM and give me that card, and I'll set you right on up with a brand new phone.
We can make this happen
with a brand new number." And they walk out the store. Yeah, I just got to put these 5, 6, 7, 8 new numbers, and I'm straight, man.
Yeah.
And salute to the trappers. Oh man, I treat them brothers with so much love. They were coming in buying 6, 7, 8 phones. Salute to the trappers out there. Burners. I hope they still alive, because they was out there just buying. Yeah, man. My young boys, had to get them about 5 or 6 phones every other week. They was buying phones either for him or his. I love that job. Now, someone was fake trappers though. They were like, "Yeah, man, they be fake trapping."
Someone was faking the phone.
Yeah, they was. Yeah, I'm pushing packs. You know what I mean? Let me get this. All right, but I didn't criticize nobody. It was a funny job, but I would get a lot of just debauchery sometimes. So people just either losing their phones or dropping it in the toilet, dropping it in the sink, dropping it in those manhole sinkholes thing, leaving it on the train.
Yeah.
And they would be freaking the hell out when they would come into my store, like about to go in convulsion. You'd have thought somebody got shot on the block the way they was going to freak. And this is over a decade ago. So imagine 2022 right now.
It's got to be worse
This
now.
was back in, like I said, over a decade, 2009, 2010. People were going ballistic.
No. All right, cool. Well, today, being April 10th, it is the birthday of a very famous R&B singer by the name of Babyface.
Kenneth Edmonds?
Kenneth Edmonds, yes, sir. That's the government.
Whip appeal.
How old is he now? He got to be in his early 60s.
That's a good question. I should probably know that,
Man,
considering that I know that it's his birthday. Exactly.
You know he got to be in the 60s.
Babyface is 63.
Okay, all right then. He got Grammys and stuff.
Born in Indianapolis, Indiana.
Yeah. Started his own record label, him and S.L.E.E.P, LaFace Records.
Yeah.
Had success. I never was big on his music, but I always thought he was a hell of a writer.
LaRob Records.
Yeah. Well, you know, hey man, listen, man. These
That's the music industry.
these let white people rob
so
them.
they say.
So might as well rob you. I mean, what's the difference? You know what I mean? We might as well get in on it too. L.A. exactly. People out here living off the fat of the land, off your money.
Off the sweat off your brow.
You ain't the one out here singing and dancing every night.
Salute to Philly's own Sylvia Rhone. She probably still robbing people.
Ooh, Sylvia Rhone.
You be seeing these people, and they like, how old are you? They be like in their 60s. They look like they in their 40s. They just stay young off the track you made off the blood, sweat of your tears in 1994 in your mama's basement.
Hey, remember Eddie Kane Jr.? You ain't the one out here singing and dancing every night.
Hey, well,
No.
You don't do nothing but just get paid.
That's right. We're going to continue to get paid.
That's like they was telling James Brown that there's the show and the business. You the show and we the business, and we the business collecting the money. So we'll pay you what we think you need to get.
Exactly. What the Q-Tip said years ago. Industry rule on number one, the 2080 record companies are shady. He told you that years ago.
Yeah.
So you know what it is when you're getting up in here.
Well, in honor of Babyface and it being his birthday, we dedicate our second top 5 to our top 5 old school R&B songs.
Oh, okay.
Now, this is slightly all over the place because if you ask somebody their top 5 R&B songs, you could probably get a different answer 5 out of the 7 days of the week.
I wonder if R. Kelly's still up in the running.
I know where R. Kelly is up in.
Well, we know that, but I mean, I wonder if his music. Yeah, I don't hear it on satellite radio.
He's a legend. I mean, yeah, they don't play it anymore, but you can't hate on what he's done over the past, music wise. I mean, what he does in his personal life. Obviously the chickas have come home to roost, but his music was beautiful. I was just listening to I Can't Sleep the remix the other day. I was like, man, this song is a beast. That's not in my list, but that song is great, man. Cussing in the song. I never meant to hit you, babe. I said, damn, R. Kelly, we going there with the first verse? What the hell's wrong with you?
Ooh. All right, so at number 5 on my list, it's a song that takes me back to this time, to this era. I wasn't necessarily listening to her music at this point in time, but it was on the radio, and I'd be driving in the car with aunts or uncles, and this song would be playing, so it just kind of gives me that 90s vibes feel. Plus, she was someone who used to work with him, maybe still works with him, but it's Toni Braxton, and it's Another Sad Love Song.
I remember that song. He probably wrote that song.
He probably did write
He
that song.
definitely wrote it.
Yeah. Like I said, he was a hell of a songwriter back in the day.
He wrote Tony's whole album, first album.
The first album. Yes, he did. I think he wrote all the songs on Boomerang, too, if I'm not mistaken. He's a...
And noticed.
And Waiting to Exhale.
She was bankrupt after that.
Oh, exactly. After the first album, at least the black people, they get to you early. We need that money now. White people like to bleed you over the years.
All of a sudden, you look up one day and you ain't got no money.
They can rob you early. L.A. Reid and Babyface.
That's terrible.
Go get that TLC money,
bad.
And you go down there and get that Toni Braxton money.
It's too bad because she was like people was sending her money in the mail. It's too bad they didn't have a GoFundMe then because she'd have got paid.
Yeah, she would have. She would have got guap. All right, so number 4 on my list. When I think of the 90s and throwback old school R&B, you can't help but to think about groups. So at number 4, I got a group. At number 3, I got a group. And at number 2, I got a group. Mm-hmm. But number 4 is one of the few joints that I really like from this group, but it's New Edition, If It Isn't Love. That joint, that's just a bop. Like
that was 88. Great year for music.
When that goes on, you just can't help but to start moving a little bit. No matter how angry or whatever gangster you are, when that joint comes on, you got to bob your head or shake your shoulders or something.
Maybe she'll take me back. I remember that song. That song was hard.
I remember when it was on the radio every day. In fact, I spent the summer in Chicago. That was 88, man. 88 was a great musical year, but we'll keep moving.
All right, so at number 3 on my list, I have another group, like I said, and it's Mint Condition, Breaking My Heart.
Breaking my heart.
Pretty brown eyes.
My man Stokely, right? Man,
You know.
that's a singing fool right there.
He's also one of the best drummers in the world.
Yeah, he's a beast, man. I like that. It was a musical band.
Mint Condition's drummer was definitely serious. We used to listen to,
back in the day.
to his drumming back in the day.
Man.
Oh, man, but that's another, more of an upbeat song. It's kind of like a vibe. You can listen to that and you can kind of bob your head a little bit. But getting out of that, I'm going to move up to number 2, another group, and it's going to be Silk, Lose Control.
Oh, yeah. That was like their second or third single, but that song was hard.
And that's one of them joints you throw on when you know.
Now and then, girl, what you want from me? I know all the words to all these songs. Man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Don't play with Taylor.
Uh-huh.
That song was hard.
Yeah, man.
It was like they were basically doing what they call it, I forget what they call it, but the beat just never, they were just singing. It was crazy. Yeah, that's a dope song. Yeah,
and that's one of the joints where they would start talking on it and then get back to the singing and whew, yeah, they went in on that. And that brings me to my number 1 on my list. I couldn't have a top anything R&B songs list without putting her name on it because she's one of my absolute favorite singing voices, period. Just hearing her just puts me in a great mood. And that's Anita Baker and Sweet Love. That's another late 80s anthem.
Anita Baker.
But that's going to do it for my top 5 old school R&B songs.
All right, well, you know what? I think I'm going to keep it in 1988 because 88 was such a pivotal year for music, R&B music.
88.
Yeah, so I'm going. My number 5 is going to be Levert, Just Coolin'.
Ooh, I remember that song.
Okay.
Just coolin'. Coolin'. All right. I'm going to go number 4 with She Stayed on the Radio in 1988 with the hit single Giving You the Best I Got, Anita Baker.
Anita.
Giving you the best that I got, baby.
That was crazy. 3. What am I going to go with? Any Love from Luther was a great hit in 88 also.
Any love, any love.
I remember that song.
I you know what? The tie be between New Edition,
I know.
Can You Stand the Rain, that whole album, and Luther, they're tied for 3. Because my 2 in 88.
Can You Stand the Rain was number 1 on like Power 99.
Yeah, forever.
Like a year.
Now, it's going to come between these two smash albums in 88. And I can't even say which one I like best, but number 2, I'm going to give it to I'll Be Sure in Effect Mode. That I'll Be Sure ruled. 88, 89.
Is that the joint that what's that song?
Night and Day.
Yeah,
Off on Your Own. That whole album.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna tell you, it was only one king in 88, and his name was Bobby Brown. And that album, Don't Be Cruel.
Bobby.
He had Ron and Babyface wrote Roni.
Yeah.
Don't Be Cruel.
Don't Be Cruel, yeah.
Yeah, that was Babyface all over that.
Yes,
because he
was.
had an album before that, and it was straight dumpster juice.
Who?
Bobby Brown.
Yeah,
Don't Be Cruel wasn't his first album.
The first album was horrible.
Yeah, it was horrible.
It came out in 80. It came out in 86 or something like that.
Yeah, but you know what? That's how I was back in those days. That first album was always a waste album.
Yeah,
If
Janet's first album was trash.
If you got a good first album, Johnny Gill's first album was horrible.
Yeah.
It wasn't until he got with MCA after New Edition when he got big.
Yeah.
Like, yo, that's how it was then. You know, your first album was the trial.
Yeah, they say Mary J's first album was, I don't say it was trash, but the second was better, way better than the first one.
The first album had like 7 singles, number 1 singles.
Yeah.
But
the number 2 was like her.
As far as her better work, My Life was that.
Yeah,
was
My
that
Life
shit.
was like you could play that all the way through and not and be like, damn, this is a masterpiece.
My life, my life, my life, my life.
R.I.P. to Chucky Thompson. He passed away recently. He wrote majority of that album. Him and Diddy and I think did Albie Shore have something to do? She had a lot of writers on that album, but that was her best album. But you're right. That first album was kind of like to get you in the door, but the second one was kind of like the one that would throw you to the top.
Don't get it twisted. The first one is always going to be the 411 was bang.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's when back in them days you not only got an album, but you got singles, then you got maxi singles, then you got the remix album. They did so much. They monetized so much with one album back then. You had the Spanish song. You had to sing one of them in Spanish. Like, it was crazy. That's why they used to make so much money, and the artists used to make so little because they could take one song and sell it 3 different ways. They'd sell the instrumentals for vinyl and for the DJs and the clubs and stuff. Like, but it's a little different now. But that's my top 5.
And Taylor, what you got for your top 5 old school R&B songs?
Taylor will never have a top 5 without this brother on his list. We're going to put some respect on Keith Sweat. There you go, telling me no again. If you ever seen New Jack City, you know what song I'm talking about. He started off talking all smooth. They cut to the scene where I think Paletti is in Nino's house. The next thing you know, Keith Sweat had the jacket off. Girl, there you go. Oh, he's breaking it down.
Oh, yeah, at the party.
At the party, girl was all screaming.
All of the old school was going on.
The first he had the jacket on, next thing you know, the jacket was off. Girl, I wanna be with you. I said, let's go, Keith Sweat. But Keith Sweat from back in the day. There you go. Classic song from back. I think that came out in 1990, I want to say. Either 90 or 91, early 90s.
I think it was 89.
Or maybe 89. But
remember, that was on the New Jack City soundtrack.
Yeah, it was on New Jack City soundtrack. You're right, yeah. So we're going to go with Keith Sweat, number 5.
All right.
Number 4, just like you said, groups. I mean, you're not going to get no more groups no more, because once you get a group, they get one check. They don't get 4 of the same thing or 3 of the same thing. You get one check as opposed to one person.
And bust that down.
You got to bust that down.
I'm Pro Tools killed the groups.
Yeah.
You ain't need to record 5 different people for your background. You got Pro Tools now. You can do it yourself.
Yep. Yeah. So we're gonna put some respect. We went down to Houston and put some respect on H-Town. Like it's slow, pumping fast, that angle go. Oh, that song back in like the mid '90s. That song was hard. They in the video with jumpsuits, but the H was the suspenders, and the way they used to dress back in the day was crazy, man. But they made their own gear. Oh, that song was that was a hard song. I think in the video they putting pixie dust on people. People was just getting it in. I just remember that video as a kid. But H-Town, Like It's Slow. That's my cut, man. R.I.P. to what's his name? He died.
Dino,
yeah. Did you know that this is a fact that Joe Rogan married the girl he had the baby with? Yes, he did. He married her. Yeah, so the daughter, that's Dino's daughter, the first one. Yeah, he married some white chick. Yeah, I just found this out. I said, Dino still lives on today. No wonder he was talking. Deep. No wonder he was dropping the N-word. He's upset. Number 3. I gotta go to another group, man, and I'm sorry, another group, and it's gonna be Drew Hill Beauty, but the remix.
Okay.
When they had the drums and it was slowed down. The first one was cool, but the when they brung up that third, oh man, that joint was hard, yo. And I know people talk about Cisco, man, but I like that song. Drew Hill always made good music and always made solid albums. Yeah, so I'm gonna put some respect on Drew Hill, number 3.
Okay.
All right. Number 2.
Hey, they got me through some hard days in the Navy.
Drew Hill, they was on the back in the day.
Yeah, Drew Hill, they had some cuts, man.
Yeah, they was dope, man. Number 2, how do we forget about Joe? All the things your man won't do. Lord have mercy.
I did see Joe in my research, but I didn't add him to the list. So I'm glad you did.
He was another one. The first album was trash, but the second one after that, you know what I mean? When Joe had hair, nobody was checking for Joe. Once Joe got the bald head,
Joe had to get the bald head.
Yeah, back in the 90s, MJ made every you get bald heads. You know what I mean? all get bald head. And once he came up with I take you out on a night cruise on a yacht. Just came through since we got so much to look forward to. Come on, man. Joe was singing on that joint. If you played that song back in the day, your girl panties were not on the floor. Come on, man. Joe was that bull. I know there's a lot of kids out here right now that's probably out here.
I played that song with all bad intentions.
Oh my God,
of course you did.
Only on dates, because I knew girl. Look, when I was a teenager in Philly, I was 16, 17. I had my own little whip. And while everybody else was playing all that, I played the stuff that I knew. They was like, oh my God, my man don't be doing that. He don't be opening my door.
Exactly.
He don't take me to Sbarro. He take me to McDonald's. I was getting them. Shout out to Joe. You got me some cheeks back in the day, bro.
And unfortunately, there's a tie. I'm sorry. There's a tie for one. I'm sorry. It's 2 songs.
I feel you.
And I'm sorry. It's 2 groups. We're going to go Jodeci, Love You for Life, and Jagged Edge, I Gotta Be. I can't pick between 2. I can't. I just can't pick. I'm not going to pick between those 2 songs. Those two songs,
2 difficult ones.
In the I think Jodeci came out, I think that came out 95 or 96, and the Jagged Edge kind of was them, but they kind of turned it up a little bit more. But that I Gotta Be song, that song,
I gotta be the
Lord have mercy, man. That song don't bring chills to your body like damn. I picture you and me starting a life together. We could, Lord have mercy.
Yo, listen.
A lot of people like I Get Married, which is a beautiful song too. But I Gotta Be is like that's like the creme de la crema song.
Yo,
and there were no ghostwriters with that. They wrote that on their own.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah,
you know,
Brandon and Brian Casey. They were mostly the songwriters. Salute to those.
Definitely.
The twins.
The twins, yeah.
Hey, man. You know what's funny? My lady's 12 years younger than me, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So all of these songs to them, to her generation, she say all these songs are set up for failure. Every one of these songs, she calls those set up for failure for women because they gaslighting you and selling you a dream.
Yeah.
I know most of them records just got me cheeks. I knew girls that wasn't even giving up the drugs.
They don't even sing. They won't even sing songs. They won't even sing songs like that no more. But that song and Love You for Life.
Oh yeah.
Promises you made me, all the things you told me. Come on, Casey. Casey was singing his ass. You said you'd never leave me. We'd be together for eternity. But now it's all in the past. And then when JoJo came on, because Casey was started off, and then when JoJo break it down, yo, the way that the dynamic of their group, they would always let Casey started off and JoJo's beautiful, man.
Church boys. They were church
exactly.
boys.
Church boy from North Carolina or the DMV area, where it was from.
They're from Charlotte.
And the other 2 were from Virginia or something like that, right? I don't know.
No, ain't they all from Charlotte?
They might be, but I think what happened was Casey wasn't even supposed to be in the group because he's younger than all the other 3 guys. And then he's like, yo, I want to be in a group. I want to be in a group. And JoJo's like, all right, man, just sing. And once he sung, Devontae like, oh, no, he's in the group. He's in the group. Your brother's in the group. My brother's in the group. We got this. Joe does sees the name, and we going to go. So salute to them for like that day. In the mid-90s, I mean, Jodeci was getting all the panties wet back in the day.
Jodeci was getting that bread back in the day.
Yeah, so I Love You for Life and Gotta Be. I can't choose between those 2 songs. Those are 2 beautiful songs by grown-ass men just saying, yo, man, baby, this is what it is. You know what I mean? And they ain't, trying to sugarcoat nothing. I Gotta Be and I Want to Love You for Life. When you just coming out saying that, ain't saying that nowadays, but right there, those two songs in the mid, right in smack dab mid in the 90s, those are two beautiful songs. Yeah, so those that's my tie for one. I can't pick between the two. I just can't.
All right, cool.
I'll be sure it's on my list too. Not that same album, but Ooh This Love. That's my cutoff. The song Ooh This Love is
that's the same album.
Yeah. In effect, yeah. But that was the song that I liked off that album.
Okay.
That song was.
All right, cool. Well, that'll do it for our second edition of Top 5. And we're going to close out this episode with Mike's Minutes. So, in this week, I just want to speak to y'all about something that's kind of been a little bit of a theme during the course of this show when we've talked about certain things. But it's just about believing in yourself and about your dreams. And two of the most important mental aspects to your dreams and to reaching your dreams and reaching your goals is one, imagination, because you have to be able to see it. You have to see it in your head. You have to be able to visualize it before you can make it a reality and make it a real thing. And then the second thing you need very much is confidence and belief in yourself, and then also discipline, because those are going to be the things that are going to ultimately close the gap between where you are and where you want to get to and help you to ultimately reach your dreams and reach your goals. So that's my little 2 cents for y'all this week. Just try to keep that in mind. Imagination and confidence. And imagination is maybe the most important part of it, because I saw Wallow talking about this a couple of days ago. When you're young, when you're a child, your imagination is through the roof. You can imagine anything. You have imaginary friends. You can imagine all kind of schemes and ideas and things you want to do. But as you get older, your imagination gets stunted. It gets knocked down. It gets made fun of. It gets criticized to the point where you don't want to use it anymore, and it just goes away. So if you can foster that, if you can get back to that imaginary phase and seeing things in your mind before they actually materialize in real life, because that is a very important aspect of it. But that's how you going to reach your dreams and get to the big places that you want to get to in your life. So that's my comments for y'all. Like I said, my 2 cents for y'all. That's what I've had on my mind to say to y'all today. So that's going to do it for season 4, episode 3. We appreciate y'all checking in with us and listening. You can follow us on Twitter and IG at Sleep Is For You. Listen to us and check out episodes on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean, TuneIn Radio, and YouTube. Check out the website, sleepisforyou.com. Taylor, anything else you want to say to the people?
Thanks for listening. We'll talk to y'all. Hear from y'all soon. Talk to y'all. Hear from y'all. Whatever they want to do. See y'all soon.
See you soon.
All right. Peace, love, water.